The hardest part about betrayal isn't the pain. It's realizing that the person who broke you once is still living in your head. Long after the damage is done, your mind keeps asking the same quiet question. Can I ever trust again without losing myself? Ethan used to believe trust was simple. You met someone, you learned their patterns, you gave them access to your time, your thoughts, your future. Trust to him wasn't blind, it was earned, steady, and logical. For most of his adult life, that belief worked. Ethan wasn't reckless, he wasn't naive, he chose his friends carefully, he chose his partner thoughtfully. He built his life on routines, honesty, and the quiet comfort of reliability. Until one decision, one person, rewrote everything. The betrayal didn't arrive dramatically. There was no shouting, no sudden revelation. It came slowly, disguised as normalcy. Small inconsistencies, delayed replies, half-truths that didn't feel dangerous at first. Ethan ignored his instincts, not because he was weak, but because he trusted himself. He believed that if something was truly wrong, he would know. When the truth finally surfaced, it felt unreal. The person he had planned his future with had been living a parallel life, emotionally invested elsewhere, slowly detaching while pretending everything was fine. What hurt most wasn't the loss of the relationship, it was the collapse of his internal compass. If he could be so wrong about someone he loved, what else had he misjudged? In the months that followed, Ethan didn't just lose trust in others, he lost trust in himself. After the betrayal, Ethan changed in ways that were invisible to most people. He still showed up to work, still laughed at the right moments, still answered messages with polite enthusiasm. But internally, something had hardened. He began analyzing everyone, tone of voice, timing of replies, choice of words. Every interaction felt like a test. Every kindness carried a hidden motive. Trust, once automatic, now required proof, and even proof felt suspicious. When friends encouraged him to move on, Ethan nodded, but inside he felt misunderstood. They didn't know what it was like to question your own judgment every day. He wasn't afraid of being hurt again, he was afraid of being wrong again. New relationships felt exhausting, not because of emotional risk, but because of the constant mental calculations. If someone got close, Ethan pulled back. If someone pulled back, Ethan assumed the worst. He told himself he was being cautious, but deep down, he knew something else was happening. He wasn't protecting himself from betrayal, he was protecting himself from vulnerability. And slowly, quietly, his world became smaller. The turning point didn't come through romance, it came through an unexpected friendship. Marcus was a coworker, older, calm, observant, the kind of person who didn't overshare but listened deeply. Their conversations were casual at first, work topics, shared frustrations, small jokes. Over time, something shifted. Ethan noticed he didn't feel guarded around Marcus. There was no pressure to impress, no emotional negotiation. One evening, after staying late at the office, Marcus said something simple. "You know," he said, "I spent years thinking trust was about other people. Turns out, it's about what you're willing to risk becoming again." Ethan didn't respond right away. That sentence followed him home. In the weeks that followed, Ethan found himself opening up. Not about the betrayal itself, but about how it changed him, how it made him suspicious, how it made him tired. Marcus didn't interrupt, didn't offer solutions. He just said, "You didn't lose because you trusted. You lost because someone chose not to value it." That was the moment Ethan realized something uncomfortable. He had been punishing future connections for past damage, and in doing so, he was letting betrayal shape his identity. The real decision wasn't about trusting others again. It was about deciding whether fear would have the final word. Ethan didn't suddenly become open or fearless. Change came in small, deliberate steps. He started by allowing honesty without guarantees. He stopped demanding certainty before connection. When he met someone new, a woman named Claire, He noticed the familiar instincts rising, the urge to analyze, the impulse to withdraw. But this time, he paused. Instead of assuming, he asked questions. Instead of retreating, he expressed discomfort. Not perfectly, not smoothly, but honestly. There were moments when fear almost won. Moments when silence felt safer than truth. But something surprising happened. Each time Ethan chose openness over defense, he felt stronger, not weaker. Trust didn't mean ignoring red flags. It meant allowing space for reality to reveal itself naturally. Some connections faded, others deepened. And when disappointment came, as it always does in life, it no longer felt catastrophic. Because Ethan had learned a critical difference. Betrayal hurts, but isolation erodes. Trust isn't about guaranteeing safety. It's about choosing courage with awareness. Betrayal teaches painful lessons, but it doesn't have to teach fear. You can learn boundaries without building walls. You can be careful without becoming closed. The goal isn't to trust everyone again. It's to trust your ability to respond if things go wrong. When you stop seeing vulnerability as weakness, you reclaim your power. Because the greatest loss after betrayal isn't the relationship. It's the version of yourself you abandoned to stay protected. Maybe healing isn't about forgetting the betrayal. Maybe it's about refusing to let it decide who you become next. So here's the quiet question worth sitting with. Are you protecting yourself from pain or protecting pain from being healed?